everybody, and welcome to the Marvel Sports Worldwide podcast. I saw Waff flinch. I knew. Every time I do something slightly different, he's like,
Greetings,
"Whoa!"
Earthlings!
My name, my headphones fell out, but Marvel Sports Podcast or something. And then my name is Brandon.
And I'm Commander Wolf.
Greetings, Commander Wolf. Waff. Damn it.
Greetings,
Damn
Brandon.
it. I said
Yeah!
Waff. No! I hate this.
I peeked. God, I keep doing it. I gotta be careful about my peeking.
Damn. I said woof, waff, whatever. Okay. All right, guys. We're going to talk marbles, but we're going to discuss something real quick here in the intro that's very important to understand about the future of this show. And then we'll talk about marbles. It was quite a good race there, Electron Expressway. It was a little sad to see Swifty get second starting position and then drop all the way to I think 10th or 8th it was. Ugh, tough, man. I mean, I know the Speeders are still in second place, but now we have a Speeders versus Hazers. I don't want to put money in a Speeders versus Hazers. I mean, this is a fast team. Anyway, we'll get there with more of that coming. Here's the deal. You guys know at this point in this fourth year of the show, I think it is, that it's been a little more. Are we in the fifth year? Or this is the fourth year?
No, actually.
We started 2019, and then to 2020, and then 2021, and then 2020. This is the
24,
fifth
no,
year.
4 years still. We're not about the 5 year yet.
But didn't I start in 2019?
We're ways away from 5 years.
Or did I start in 2020?
March 20th, not 2019.
Yeah, so 2019 to 2020, 2020 to 2021, 2021 to 2022, and 2022 to 2023. And we're past March 20th, 2022. So we're in the fifth year.
Brendan, 19 to 20 is 1, to 21 to 22, 23. That's 4.
Yeah, but we're past March 20th, so we're in the fifth year.
Brendan, no. We started March 20th, 2019.
Right.
1 year later from there is March 20th, 2020.
Yeah.
1 year after that is the 2 year anniversary, 2021.
Right.
The 2022 is the 3 year anniversary,
Right.
and then 2023 is the 4 year anniversary.
Right, and that already happened.
Right.
So we're
not in
the fifth year.
We're in the 4th year. The 5th year is not starting until actually 5 years has passed.
Wait, what? Yeah, we're in the fifth year. Yeah.
Are you all insane? 2019 to 2020
Okay.
to 2021, that's plus 2.
Right.
2020 to 2021 is plus 3. 2021 to 2022 is plus 4. Wait, wait.
No. Okay, I'm doing this. Let me do this. I'm on camera.
20,
I'm doing this.
21, 22, 23. That's 4. It's 4.
Right, but we're in the fifth year. We've passed the 4-year mark.
Yes. We passed the 4-year mark back in March.
But
yes.
So we're within what would be considered the time contributing towards the fifth year. The fifth year is.
Oh,
March
I see your logic. I see your logic now. Like
you start in the first year, not in the
show.
Yeah.
In the very beginning of the show, we would have been in the first year technically, in that the first year of the show. Okay, I see what you're saying now.
Okay. Anyway, well, this intro is wonderful. Listen, you guys know, that the fourth year has been rockier than the other 3. Okay, the first 2 were pretty great.
Yes.
The third one was pretty good, but the fourth year has been rockier. And the reason being is because our lives have gotten busier. Okay, I am now really should be 1 year, but because I'm doing a 5-year program, 2 years away from ending college and of course being an adult. Waff's an adult. Okay, I have a lot of extra responsibilities and a lot of things in my life that have sprouted up over the last year because I've been growing older that have changed my schedule. In fact, you guys are knowing this for the first time now. I actually officially quit as a Geometry Dash streamer 2 weeks ago.
Oh, you officially?
Yeah.
Wow.
Officially put a message in the server, I guess that is my server, that I was like, okay, guys, this is great, but I'm done. Now, I'm still going to beat one more level because my friend's like, you got to end this level, blah, 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 whatever. So I'm going to beat one more level on the stream, but then I'm done. I'm done. I'm not streaming regularly. I'm not even trying to. I'm not even thinking about coming back unless my life just got really empty. I don't think it is ever again. So it's done. That was something I did steadily for 3 full years and almost daily, or at least, many times a week. And now I'm decided to be done. And it's not because I suck at the game. Like, I'm great at the game, and I don't hate the game. It's just I need to move on. Things are happening. So this is that part of my life. And so, yeah, things are changing. Things have gotten rockier. You guys know that. And so because of that, the show has suffered a little bit. And I'm looking forward, and me and Waf said this in a previous episode. We originally said, okay, well, we're going to keep it going for another year and a half, and end at about 200. Now, here's the deal. Between that time that we said that, me and Waf, and right now, and I might have vaguely mentioned these, but here we go. I have added two things have been added to my life that take up my weekend time, quite a bit of it, that used to already be pressed. And that would be 4 to 5 hour casting experience I do every Friday night for a Rocket League esports team. And it's a lot of fun. I love it. And remember, my dream is casting. I love casting. I don't want to say idolize Greg Woods because, only one God. But I love Greg Woods, man. And he was always the biggest inspiration to me. And then I also got another job that's every Saturday night, few hours, and it's for another casting company. It's doing like some show, some casino-based show. So that's like 3 hours. It's a commitment every week. In the evening, it's be 3 or 4 hour thing. So I mean, these are things that are now added on top of what you guys were already used to me being busy and tired and everything. And so those are commitments. Those are the biggest passion, my greatest passion in life, even more than my engineering career and whatever. So. Obviously, I'm not turning those down. And so with those added things, it's like, man, it's going to be really hard. And it's not like they're at the exact time of the show. It's that I only get so much free time. I only get so much time to be with IRL people that where it's not like at my job and working and then at these casting things. So I want to make sure I have that time and fulfill those responsibilities and be with my family and all of those things and have time for God and that stuff in my life. So it's I gotta have some time, right? So I'm considering. Well, we're not really decided yet, but we're considering a few options. Obviously, the original best option in your guys' mind is that we continue this right through episode 200, right? If we just do this in the rocky way we've been doing it and get to 200, because then you guys get like 1 to 2 more years of this. But what's more likely is either we stop the show at the end of Marbula 1 here, which is 2 more races, right? Which are going to be some fun ones. Laser speeders! Stop. See, this is the thing. Once I get talking some days, I'm like, man, I don't want to end this show because like I think about the hazers and the speeders and the fun I'm gonna have watching those last 2 episodes and then coming on here and screaming about them. But again, life gets in the way. The speeders, man. How do you lose the hazers? I mean, Swifty, if you whatever.
Yeah, the hazers been good, dude.
I hate the hazers right now, Misty. But they made a good choice. Cloudy has been kooky. But what I'm saying here is, like, man, I lost my train of thought because I love marbles. But yeah, so we're going to either end at the end of Marbula 1 and just end and do what would be not necessarily the hard end of the 200 plan, but a soft end where it's like, yeah, we're not really going to be recording anymore, but we might randomly, just maybe you're lucky. But I think what's more likely is this, and again, we're going to think about it, is that we're going to make the show something that only appears every Marble League. Maybe every Marble League plus Marbula 1. It depends, but something that appears every Marble League. I love Marble League. Marble League has a different appeal to me than everything else in the marble sports and even in the toy racing community. I love it. I love I at this point, everything else has kind of been like, okay, I get it. It's good. We're used to it. But there's just something about the marbles doing events that aren't even marble. Like, marbles race. Okay. Marbles don't long jump. What? Marbles don't funnel spin. Like, what is all that nonsense? Like, and so I love it. I love it for its craziness. I love it for its lore. I love it for the buildup it has. It is truly, to me, like, as wonderful as any sports competition to tune in on. I sit down with excitement every time I see a video that's Marble League related. So even more so than Marbula 1. So I think the most likely thing is that you're going to hear the show every year for Marble League for who knows how much in the future, but that's it. And then, yeah. And then maybe we stop at 200, but if we do every Marble League, then 200 is not going to be for a long time. So,
Yeah, like especially even this, like when our first choice, we have been stuck within the 150s so for quite a while. I think like 3 months, maybe even longer than that. The rate at which we've been making episodes has already slowed down tremendously.
Yeah.
And I want to apologize to the fans for like episode 156. Kaysen couldn't edit last week, so I was editing it. That's why. And part of that is me miscommunicating with him, and then also me finding time to do it. So that's why it took so long. I'm really sorry about that. But it's actually looking back here, episode 150 was almost 3 months ago. So like I think this is the longest period we've been within the span of a set of 10 episodes, and we're not even out yet. This is 157. There's still like 3 more.
Yeah, and so it's slowing down, but I mean, I think that's fair. I think I like that a lot more than hard stop, because then we still get to all enjoy, and we're going to bring a lot of passion to those Marble League podcasts, because it's like once a year. Think about it. Marble League 16 events, they usually run about 3. So you're going to get 8 to 12 shows during that time, probably, right? But you get them, right? Yeah. And even if you just get 4, sorry, Waff, but even if you just get 4, even if for some reason I'm like, dude, I can only do once every 2 weeks, but let's do it. You're still getting 4. And dude, if we're doing just 4 a year, I'll give you a long episode. We'll talk to you about it. But there are episodes where we're like, okay, this is not a weekly thing. We're busy, but we're coming because we still love it, and we're going to give you a great episode,
Yeah, and I think maybe that would actually result in things being maybe better than honestly, recently, I think there actually have some of my favorite episodes have been some of our more recent ones. Like there have been ones where we got really into it. But I do wonder if maybe if we took those breaks and came on an annual basis, we would be less burnt out.
Yeah.
And me especially over everyone, just because I put in the most effort every week.
Yeah, he does
for the show.
I mean, honestly, and I don't thank him enough for that, but I do appreciate it, because if he stopped doing that editing, I just cannot. There's no way. Maybe it's because I'm too tired or lazy. I don't know. I feel like it's not lazy. I'm working a lot of hours in my week, but it's just I get worn out. So there's no way I'm going to sit down and be able to sit down and edit. So he's keeping that
you
going.
can barely sit down to name an episode and upload it. So I don't think you would have that effort.
Dude, and I'm telling you, it's not because I see the text and I'm like, never mind. It's because you text me and I'm like, dude, right now I'm designing a roadway in my engineering job, and I have to get these call outs put out so that this roadway plan can go to them within the next 2 days. Right, that's when you texted me, or what you text me right now I'm with my friends and we're going to the beach because this is the one day out of the week that we're all off work and we're about to enjoy this day. I gotta give them that time, or what? Right now I am discipling these 2 people in my life that I have to give them full attention and answer and that's when I receive the text. It's not, it is no intention of, oh, whatever. If I'm just sitting in my computer barely playing Rocket League and he texts me that, yeah, upload the episode. But it's that's life right now.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I get you. I always do it whenever I remember. Actually, I know I do it the moment that Kaysen tells me the episode's up usually, or when I'm done editing the video version of it. So hey, okay, I'm ready. And that usually is in the afternoon for me.
Yeah. And sometimes I'll do it at work because I can upload it at work sometimes if it's a slow day, but usually I'm just all caught up. So I think that's the best. I think the expectation for you guys should be this. Marbula 1's going to end, right? It's going to end. We might get 2 more episodes out on it. We might just get the one after the 10th race, depends. Let me think about next week. Next week I'm going away and sleeping over somewhere with my friend. Yeah, so we're going to do 1 more for Marbula 1. Just realize that. So, unless I get home early from that, but usually late is the word. So we'll see. But most likely 1 more for Marbula 1, and then I think it'll just follow that path. I think we'll do it for the Marble League, and before the Marble League, and with the first episode that comes out for the Marble League, I'll tell you how many episodes we're gonna do. I'll have a schedule that'll say, okay, my life right now allows, so we're going to do 4 over the course of the season. So you're going to get 4 or whatever. And then you'll enjoy them. They'll be long when they happen, and they'll be great, and we'll enjoy them. And then that'll be it. And then we'll maybe do the Marbula 1s and always do the Marble Leagues for the years to come, right? That's And I think that's how we'll move forward from here.
Maybe. Yeah, like it's gonna suck for people who were on the guest list. There's a decent handful of people who were like on the guest list.
Here's the thing. For anyone who listens, maybe Waff, you should make an announcement about it. If you make an announcement, write down to make an announcement about this. Basically, this is what I'm saying. We used to have a guest channel where everyone types in like, "Oh, I'd be interested in guests," because I used to do the show weekly. So
not used to. We do. It's still there.
No, but I'm saying that the idea of that used to be you type in there, and a bunch of people have typed in there, and then since I'm doing the show weekly and wanted guests on more often, I would look in that and pick someone, right? And usually pick the person who was like next in line, right? And so it worked for that. But now it's like we don't do the show as much, and I don't know. So the best way make an announcement. But the best way to go against guesting now about it is just DM me if you're able to guest within the next week or two, right? Like be like, hey, I know you have an episode coming up. Can I guest on that one? Not so that I can actually fill you into that one. Think about that one because we're not doing as many, and then I can do that. That's the best way to go about it now. Direct DM to me, not to Waff, to me specifically, because then I can look at it, I can contact Waff, I can think about it, I can fill it into the next episode, and I can get it moving, and I can specifically address it. If it's in the channel, then, I just get, so.
Well, I have like the list in order of who's requested, so I feel like I should at least give priority to them.
Right. So tell them, maybe reach out to them and say, DM Marble Guy if you can guess within the next 2 weeks. Because remember, the list is great, but I want people who are available for the absolute next episode and I can think about it. So I think that's the best way to go about it as we move forward. So
yeah, we'll see.
That's the intro we got for you guys. Probably a little disappointing to you guys, but honestly, I feel like I'm given a better. See, I think I believe that this is better than what we said last time, because I believe it's better that we do the Marble League every year and you guys get to enjoy that than if we just cut it off at 200 episodes. Because then once we hit 200, it's over. But at least it's like, okay, we'll do the Marble League every year. Yeah, there's a chance in the future that I'm like, dude, I can't even do that. We're absolutely done. But at least we're going to make the effort to always be there for those few episodes. So I like that decision.
It's definitely better than completely doing a hard stop, especially at such a strange number.
Yeah. All right. Well,
like it sounds like you're only gonna you only have time for one more after this.
Yeah, because again, I'm going away next week. Friends, plans, So it's gonna be episode. Well, because there's 10 races, and we just did the 8th, right? So it's right. Only 2 more races.
Yeah, 2 more races. So basically, 158 would be the tenuous last episode.
No, but it's not, because I don't want to say promising, because then I can't allow for any other craziness. But I am saying it's very, very probable that we do the Marble League every year. So it's not really the last episode.
All right, well, that's fair. But let me say this. If it turns out that is not the case, then we have to do an actual last episode.
Well, and then I was about to say that. What I can promise you is that if 158 comes and goes at the end of Marbula 1, and we're all in the great plans to do all the Marble Leagues, and then something happens in my life, and then I'm like, oh my God, I didn't expect this. Now there's no way I can even do a podcast ever again with all the stuff going on. Then I promise you there will be a last episode. There will be a time I sit down and be like, all right, remember 157? Well, things have changed. All right. Remember what I said in 157? That was my intent, and I want to do that, and I love that. But things have even changed again further, and God's put something in my life where it's like, no way, or whatever. And we're gonna truly end it here. And until that fateful day, expect Marble League episodes every year, at least 4 of them, and maybe Marbula 1. Though I can't promise that as much.
Yeah. It's a shame, but like I kind of saw this coming a long time ago.
I can't even call it a shame. Like we said before, we're in the 5th year.
Like,
you know how many? I know the intro's long. You know how many things Waff last 5 years? How many things? How many things do you know of that have been started and have been still going past 5 years? Most people never get to year 5. I could say that for certain on anything. Most YouTube channels that blow up do not run for 5 years or more successfully.
That's true. That's true.
So
Hinkley, originally, hopefully your kids take over the show. I feel like I don't know if we mentioned on the show or not, but we talked about this. This one's like, but personally, I would say if our kids wanted to do a Marvel show, they should make their own. One, so that they they don't have to live up to any expectations, and two, so that they can have their own identity.
Exactly, I agree. Though I would help them. Waff, train your kids in the way of the Lord, but also in the way of the savage speeders, and I will train them in the way of the gliding glaciers.
Well, as we discussed, God is a speeders fan.
Oh, so I just said the same thing. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And these moments are fun. Like that moment right there. I mean, I'm gonna miss stuff like that, but you know what? Whatever. So this is it. This is all the words that we have to say about this. And I don't know. I still think we're being fair. Like I said, we've been doing this a long time.
None of us thought we would get it last this long. Seriously.
Yeah, I did not. I'm telling you, I did not. I know for sure. I'm telling you, I did not think that I'd be sitting here when I was 21. Okay, almost actually a legal adult in as many ways as you can be. You know. Now I could even drink on the show and not feel guilty. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up in Waff's, basically as old as Waff was when we started, right? How old were you when we started?
Whoa, hold on wait a minute. 29. I was 22. I was 22. No. I was 21. I was 21.
Yeah. So this is a full cycle here, right? When Waff was as timid as he was and as Waff as he was, and back in the first few episodes, look at his face. That's where I am now. Well, not really, but we're different people. But that's where I am now, age-wise.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Such a long time. So yeah, I am not. It's bittersweet because things ending are bittersweet. But I'm not like, oh, we didn't do what we wanted to do. Oh, we didn't live up to. No, we did way more than expected.
Even in the first year, we talked to Greg Woods in our first season.
Yeah, which was really cool.
And it had a fully not fully, but we had animated segments for like the season finale.
Oh, that was
I miss Piney.
Cool.
Hope you're doing well, Piney. But like seriously, like we did so much and accomplished so many amazing things so early on. The only thing we haven't done is talked with Yella, which I don't think is ever gonna. I don't think it was ever gonna happen for a multitude of reasons. If you've been here a while, you probably know what those reasons are.
Oh,
but for a multitude of reasons, Yella probably would not want to even come on the show just because he's very shy and timid. He doesn't like doing the public speaking
and Dion
stuff.
does not really appreciate this show.
If he even remembers our existence, which
he didn't like us. He I think banned me from the Marble Reddit when I posted Dion. But then he met. It's funny because then he met me in person, and it was great. And he treated me like a bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, dude, do you know who I am right now?
He probably doesn't remember you that well.
Oh, dude, sign this contract and you'll be in the documentary if it ever comes out. And I'm like, dude.
Oh yeah, is that ever gonna happen?
I don't know. I think it's either in editing. I mean, they did do a lot of filming for that. But if it ever comes out, you'll see me 2 years ago or 1 year ago, just kind of sitting there. And they gave me a long interview with Yella, with Dion, and I was going on and on about. I was just doing nonsense. I was going on and on about marbles and everything. So let's see. But anyway,
if you could go back in time. Oh, this is an interesting question. If you could go back in time to the first show, what would you tell yourself?
That's a good question. Yeah, the intro is gonna be long today. What do we have to say, right? Savage Speeders, we want them to win, right? I think if you go back in time to the first show, oh my God, I love you, Richard Hinckley, for that. I think. By the way, this is when we do the last episode or whatever, if we ever do it, this is the kind of questions I want to be answering on that episode.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah. I mean, I would say there's so many things I tell myself, but if it had to be podcast related, I'd be like, listen, man, okay, this show did pretty well, but it could do way better.
Oh yeah.
If you right now did everything the opposite that how you're doing it right now. that's what I would say. I'd be like, stop, X Camo official, shut up. See, the thing is, back to the first episode would be a bad place to go because that was me trying to basically recover from my immature mistakes from the X Camo thing, and so I already put myself in bad positions. I would have said, see, a lot of people would think that I would say don't work for Fubica because of what that caused and the rifts that caused and the arguments that caused, but I wouldn't say that. And the reason I wouldn't say that is because as much as that did cause problem in this community, that opened a door into opportunities that have led me to wonderful opportunities currently in my greatest passion. So I'd say absolutely do Fubica. I would say change nothing about that. I would actually not even mention that, so nothing would be changed about it. I would just say, I might say, don't argue with anyone about Fubica. Don't argue. It doesn't matter. It does. Yeah, people are upset because Fubica, whatever. Don't even speak about it. Don't say a word. Yeah, I work for them. Sorry, I'm just doing commentary, trying to find my opportunities. That's it. You're done. Don't argue with Beta Wolves for an hour. Don't get mad at her. Don't get mad at Nugget. Nah, don't talk. Don't speak. Just shut up and do your show. Shut up and do your thing, man. Stay in your lane. See, I didn't stay in my lane. When I was X Camo, I was way out of everybody's lane. And then when I was the podcast, it took me like 50 episodes, I'd say, to settle into my lane and stick there. Right?
Yeah.
And so I'd say, calm down, man. But enjoy the marbles.
Half the episode's gonna be the intro. What is this? This is insane.
This is great.
Classic. For me, I'm always a big proponent of like people like, oh, if you go back in time, what would you change? Like, honestly, for me, I would never change anything. One is like, I'm always like, whole time paradox thing or like making things worse, like butterfly effect. Don't want to mess with that stuff. But also like your mistakes and all that stuff, they make you and shape you to be who you are. Like as you said, like the Fubica situation, like that was an opportunity that puts you in a different position that probably led you to be where you are today.
Exactly.
No, not probably, it did. And so for me, like in regards to the show, honestly, there are very few things I can actually think of that really were mistakes with the show with my attitude towards it. And even then, those mistakes were so small. Like, I took all the risks I needed to. I pushed myself way out of my comfort zone. I pushed myself to explore, to learn, and to grow. I felt like everything as close to right as I could with the show. The only thing I probably would go back and tell myself is that, like, to let my younger self know for those rougher moments in this show's history, because there were some rougher moments, I would just tell him
There were.
It's going to be okay.
There were times where we called and had problems.
Mm-hmm.
There were some good times, though. Those were good. Those were growth moments. Those were growth moments.
They were.
They shape us like clay. The clay changed in those moments, Mr. Watt. Often he's the only one who types in the chat. A lot of people lurk. Actually, I was casting last night for a Rocket League thing, and I'm telling you, for 2 hours straight, we were steadily at 45 viewers or higher. We were between 45 and 55 for 2 hours straight. I guess my casting was all right, and like people enjoying it. Like the viewers were maintained. I'm telling you now, there was like 2 people chatting. But the viewership was steady and actually just went up for 2 full hours. And then it kind of slipped down because, I mean, dude, that's 2 hours. And I think it went up another hour and a half because it was a long casting experience. And so it went down to like, it probably stuck around 35 for the last hour and a half. And I tell you, the chat was like max a few people. And for anyone to stick around for 2 hours, it doesn't mean they're not enjoying it. It just means they don't want to chat. So I don't really understand how chat works, but it's just what occurs. All right, that's going to be the intro. 29 minutes in, so we're going to cover quickly the back stuff. I know that's what you're here for, but remember, this is podcast update. And honestly, I feel like when I'm having these types of moments, I'm the most random anyway. It's kind of fun. This is why I like podcasting to begin with, just to sit here and shoot the shit, man. Go back and forth, say whatever. It's just Marbles was my in on that. At this point, I could probably start a podcast with people where we just don't even have a topic and just, whatever's in my head, we could go. I can go.
Honestly, yeah, I've thought about that.
When I sit down at this mic, say a topic, boom, hour. Dude, I've yelled about Dude, if you collected all the clips of me saying something about Rapidly's position in Marbula 1, I guarantee you it'd be a few hours long of just that topic. If you collected every clip. In fact, if one of you did that, great, but that'd be a lot of listening to episodes. I guarantee you it would breach an hour by far. Like, it would be insane. And it would literally be that much time of just me saying different things about how I don't think Rapidly should appear in Marbula 1 or whatever. So, let's go to the news. When we get back, we'll cover quickly the races and get out of here probably within the hour. So, news time.
Hello, Marble Sports fans! I'm Commander Wolf, here with the Marble Sports Worldwide News. We've got so much to cover, so let's not wait. First up, we have GP7 of Marbula 1 Season 4, Misty Mountain, a classic race that has seen a bit of changes over the years. The biggest highlight of this track was easily the long straightaway out of the ramp, which allowed some marbles to get some very speedy and impressive overtakes. By the end of this incredible race, Clementon from the O-Rangers came in first, followed by Red Eye from the Crazy Cat's Eyes in second, and Momo from Team Momo in third. And then we have GP8 of Marbula 1 Season 4, the Electron Expressway. This is a very solid course with plenty of features to keep things spiced up, as marbles would fly around the massive bank turn and into the Electron shells all the way to the finish line. It was a very close final lap, but in the very end, Starry from Team Galactic took home the gold, followed by Mallard from the Green Ducks in second, and Orangin from the O-Rangers in third. Only 2 races remain, and yet it's still a fairly close race at the top. So definitely keep your eye out, because this is going to be a finale to remember. And now, moving away from JMR, we have a lot of events for Marble Invite Season 1. Starting us off, we have Event 2, the Sprint. A true classic among marble events. There were some pretty close finishes at the line, but by the end, the Volcanoes came in first, followed by the Blood Moons in second, and the Marine team in third. Next we have Event 3, Funnel Endurance. This event held some pretty surprising moments, particularly at the end, with the eggs falling through first at the very start, only to be the ones who actually ended up winning the gold by the very end. This was then followed by the Jade Jockeys in second, and the Crimson Company in third. Then there's block pushing. Oh boy, this one was so chaotic. So many marble teams would either throw one of their own members off the track, or even the entire block. As a result, there are some runs where there's just 0 points, or a very underwhelming performance. But what wasn't underwhelming were the Knights of Night, who came in first with a very impressive 61.1. And very close behind was the Blood Moons with a 61.03. And a bit further back, but still impressive, were the Wishful Spheroids in third with a 55.02. And finally, we have Event 5, Relay, which was probably even more chaotic than block pushing. There were several marbles who did not have a good handoff and just DNF'd on their runs. And the Salmons during their semi-final run had nearly every single marble rolling at once in multiple different lanes. It was quite a spectacle, to say the least. But on the more controlled side of things, the final race was very, very close. The race ended with the Wishful Spheroids coming in first, and then in a photo finish for second, the Deep Divers took it away from the Jade Jockeys. We are now into the second half of the Marble Invites, and the Wishful Spheroids have taken a fairly strong lead over the rest of the competition. The Blood Moons are still pretty close, and there are still 3 events left to go, so it's not decided just yet, but it's looking like the Wishful Spheroids might just take this one. But we'll have to wait and see. Well, that's all for the news. Thank you for listening. I'm Commander Wolf. You are the best fans in the world. Let's kick it on back with a podcast.
Misty Mountain, Electron Expressway. Let's talk about them. Let's start Misty Mountain. Oh, I didn't do all right back from the news. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Some silence. All right, back from
Jeez.
the news. Thank you, Johnny Waff. Okay, let's do Misty Mountain. Oh my God, I almost forgot to do my intro back. Kaysen will probably just put all the nonsense up there anyway. So,
It's something like like what? Okay, man. Okay, Electron Expressway, or no, I'm sorry, Misty Mountains first. My brain.
Yeah, come on. Can I say
Misty
that the mist effect was good? I enjoyed it.
Yes.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I think it was nice to have that kind of aspect there. That, like that's what I'm talking. That should be every course. Every course should have a feature like that. That is all encompassing. That when you think of that, literally the whole course is affected by this mist. Right, it is present on this course. You literally know Misty Mountain is different from every other course because even no matter what they do to the track, you have to look through. You literally are affected by your visual experience. You have to look through the mist to see the marbles.
And there's also the amount of rocks and stuff formation. Like, it covers most of the track. It actually feels like you're on a mountain, even with it hides a lot of the green underneath it too. So like, it doesn't feel like we're at like the same location. And it feels like we're in a different place. And yeah, they put the special forest mountaintop background in there to really sell it.
Great.
This is the best designed track they have this season. Heck, it's probably the best. Is it the best one they've ever done?
I don't know. Because the actual track racing itself, I don't know if I love the track as much. You know what I mean? Like
maybe like as an overall,
you can see the look at the mist. You can see it. I can see it as I'm watching this video. I can see it going mist.
Yeah, like I would say the overall cohesion of the theming here is the strongest and best of all the tracks that they've done.
Yeah, I agree. I think the track left a little bit to be desired, but we'll get to that.
Sure.
I remember recently I was driving with my family. We were on a trip and we were going through the mount. We were going through the mountains actually, and there was a fog in the area we were going through, and it looked exactly like this course in the intro. Like you had the hazy green and gray kind of backdrop with the trees, because it was a tree mountain vibe. And then there was just fog that just kind of lifts over, and everything kind of looks hazy and washed out because of it. And it just added, like, it reminds me, like, watching this video reminds me of that, literally, so that I mentioned it on the show. So it was just very well themed in that way. Talk to me about the course, and then we'll talk about our trio of trouble.
All right. Well, the course itself, it's a relatively simple track design compared to other ones. It's not. It's actually, I think it's it might be the shortest one this season. It goes by really fast, but like overall, like that ramp is here, like the ramp into that nice turn, like they carry a lot of momentum. It's a very fast course. It keeps things going. It's a really solid track, I would say. Like it's actually, despite being so simple, it works. It's really good, actually.
Yeah, I few things to point out. This end
part. Look like that. Oh, that pass
Which
is
pass?
so good.
Sorry.
Like Speedy, like zoom past Clementon.
Oh
or
yeah,
Rima.
Yeah. Actually, that's the most replayed section in this video.
Like it's because it's so hype.
It is very hype, and that's a lot of speed.
Yeah, Clementon goes down there, and it's Speedy. They're Speedy for a reason.
I like Speedy, man. And I mean, that's classic Speedy. I think that Z section after that fast section, I don't enjoy. I do not like the movement of it. I think it kills a lot of momentum, but I think it also it imposes the wrong type of directional changes on the marbles after this part here. So you look at Speedy, and he's very good at getting down the ramp. You have a wonderful drop into this open section with very far down. You have that chicane, that chevron that forces marbles to kind of deviate, that's a fun section. That section makes marbles try to generate the most speed as possible. Every marble has that 90-degree turn and has one length to get ready themselves and generate the top speed they can. I mean, marbles are high RPMs in that roll section, but then you turn around a nice 90, and then you hit this weird Z section, which, like, I just think the turns are wrong there. They don't make sense to me. I feel like they should have done more like a wider curve, or like a 90 into a hairpin. It just didn't feel right to me. Like it just felt like we really stopped a lot of momentum, but not in the way that we should have. We kind of stopped it. half and half over the course of both turns. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about it.
Well, you might be honest, because it's important to remember this track is a reverse of the first version. Before they went the opposite direction. So like the track I think it still has a bit of a change up in its design still after that, but like that Z section was actually one of the first. Well, actually no, I think the starting gate was also at the bottom where the bottom currently is, and that was the top. So they would go up the other direction. The starting gate would be facing the same way, but at the bottom of the course, so they would be going in the opposite direction.
In the
so it was actually like the last half of the track originally.
Oh, they switched the elevator, you're saying?
Yeah.
So the elevator used to start in the Z section.
Oh, not the Z section. They started at the straightaway.
I'm trying to remember.
Like, the very first version, just remember like that Z section, like marbles, like they got two marbles got stuck. It was Bumble and Clutter.
What season did this appear last in? It appears in the last season.
The first time it appeared was season 2.
Season 2, Marbula 1 2023. We're gonna find this. So you're saying it. I mean, this might be important. So no, this is season 1. I definitely don't want season 1 Marbula 1. That was not fun. Season 1, 2. Okay, season 2.
It's been too long since I've watched season 1, so I can't really comment on it. But like, I mean, it was the first. What can you do?
It was just a speeder's win. That's all you have to know. Where's Misty Mountain here?
Misty Mountain.
Back to can Gel name his videos normally? Just name them with the name. Okay, don't take Through the Mist. Through the Mist. That must be it.
Yeah.
Oops. I just learned that. I was just picking one out to make fun of, and then lo and behold, right? So let's see how this is fascinating, because course change is very important, because I remember I liked Misty Mountain the first time, and so we should call out this course change, right?
I mean, a lot of us like actually like they changed in the second iteration. Like a lot of us, I thought I didn't like the first iteration because it was they hit the wall super hard, so it was killing momentum, and the marbles were getting stuck. There was a lot of problems with the track's design.
I thought I might have liked the first variation.
I remember us complaining a lot about even the qualifiers. Marbles were getting. I think they had to do Did they have to do a restart? I don't remember.
Let's see. I don't know why this wasn't. So what? Okay, so this is interesting. So marbles come. They're first of all face the other way, and it's like a weird mirror, and then you have the Z early on, and then you go into
there's two Z's now. There's two Z's.
Then you go into the long. No, but see, in this version, there's no drop. So this version is definitely worse than the current version.
Absolutely.
Because you're missing out on the drop. So this back straightaway here on the screen right now.
Oh my gosh, that top view of just that single rock, it's so sad.
It is. There's no mist. It's just gray. But I think
that really puts into perspective how much they've improved on the aesthetic side of things.
I guess we have to give them credit for that. But
yes, absolutely.
You look at the straightaway doesn't serve a purpose because there's no. Here's the deal, and this is what I think in general about marble racing. When you have a straightaway, if you have a straightaway that's longer, and I don't want to put a number on it, but I'd say longer than 6 lengths. You know those little track lengths, and whatever, you can visualize it. If you put something out there that's longer than 6 lengths, it means that you're establishing that you really want this part of the track to be a straightaway. You really want there to be some length for racing and passing and straight, sprints. So if you do that, you need to design the previous part of the track so that there is some opportunity that if a certain line or movement is taken, you can increase your speed down the straightaway. So passing can happen. Because if you design the track before that every marble has to go through it the same or is at 0 speed, and then put a straightaway, then you put in the straightaway there for sprints and passing and movement, but nothing can happen because every marble is just entering it the same way every time. So you have to be very cognizant of that. This course does a good job because you have the drop. So this drop already diversifies it. Marbles can do so many different things down the drop. And as you saw with Speedy and Orange and Paths, which, I mean, you talk about a classic moment in marble racing, and that's it right there. I mean, there's so many opportunities for different speeds off that drop, right? And you have the 90-degree turn before it, so anything can happen. You talk about this straightaway.
Just in Jack's question, like the ramp, like how it's always had that red bump in the middle. I feel like the point of it is to make sure to try and keep marbles from knocking into each other on the ramp, so they can keep their momentum going straight. I believe that's the main purpose of that little divider in the ramp.
Or it's because the Marbledrome tracks only come like that. That's my.
I mean, that's probably a big part of it. Too. They could sand it down.
Marble Drome ramp tracks.
Oh, Corsetti. It's a Corsetti part.
Corsetti Marble Drome.
Oh, Corsetti and Marble. Oh, Corsetti is Marble Drome. Yeah.
Look at this ramp right here, with its stupid freaking. Why does it have that? Is that like a child-safe mechanism or something? Look at these kids. Look at these kids trying to play with marbles here.
The thing is, that's the weird thing about the Marble Drone trial. Is like you have to manually push these things.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's so that's why it's meant for like really tiny children
to see what things look like when they roll, I guess. But then, and also these, what are these weird like
the grooves on the track? I don't know.
Not the grooves.
I don't know why
the grooves
they're
are
grooves. I never understood.
The grooves are just accepted.
That's why the paper's on the track. By the way, everybody.
Yeah.
The reason why that's all there is so it covers up.
This is why RML is better, because guess what RML did? RML designed their own track. So guess what's not there? The paper, because there's no grooves. Anyway. What about this? Oh, and by the way, because they made tracks custom so that there were no grooves, so no paper, then they could make a custom track that had grooves, their wood section, if you watch the one video, so that grooves became a track feature that were funny and cool. So whatever, I love RML, I miss them.
RML's track design
these red ramps
amazing.
Are weird too. Maybe they could use these red ramps. That could be fun. But whatever. Yeah, they have them in the little what word would Greg use to describe the little outpost in the middle of the ramp?
Attenuator or no median?
Median. I'm fine with median, but it's on a ramp and it's not perpendicular. It's not flat with the ramp, so I don't know if median's the best thing. I'd say more of an outcropping, but it's too mountainous. I'm thinking of a good
tiny
Greg
cliff
word.
to launch yourself off.
No, but see, Greg would sum it up all in one word very nicely.
The nub.
Yeah, a nub. Actually, he might say a nub. He would probably say that.
Yeah, actually, he might.
Yeah, so the little nub there it's dumb, and it's just because Quercetti designed this for, I mean, you see the kids in the box, man. That's what it was designed for, and look at what it's become.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Third on Marble Tracks. I believe this is from RML. Yes, it is. And look at how cool that is.
Your Google bubble, you have your Google bubble. It knows your history.
I'm just saying, look at this track and tell me that this already doesn't blow anything JMR's ever done out of the water.
I'm surprised he didn't use some of these cooler track designs in his actual races.
I mean, look at this. Dude, look at how... Okay, this right here, this picture right here, already makes everything JMR has ever done on any Marbula 1 track nothing. Because look at how cool this is. And I'll describe it to you for people just listening to audio. Number one, it's a custom track piece, so it's already cool. Number two, it's got two small ramps on it. They're only about two-thirds of the width of the track. They're like little skateboard ramps on the middle and side of the track. They to try to describe them, if you look at the track on a forward view with the width in front of you, it's just the two-thirds width on the right side. It has a little ramp that goes up, and then beside it, it's just a flat section of track. And then he built in little walls that curve up with the ramps so that marbles can't jump over the walls, but only walls in those segments, so it makes sense. And then there's two ramps side by. I mean, this is genius.
Yeah, like it also would work good for like some diecast racing too, like Demolition Derby. RML's tracks are amazing, and they're still being sold. I think he still makes them. So like you just keep like. He can still influence the whole marble racing sphere just as a designer. The
problem is JMR won't get in contact with him and other people.
Maybe they will. Yeah. Let him know they exist. Let him know that
I have, and he has. I mean, this would make Marbula 1 so much better. It really would.
That would be so
Misty
cool.
Mountain. Old Misty Mountain. Again, you look at the straightaway. You have the Z section in. You have two turns over 90 degrees before a straightaway, and two turns that are very sharp. So what are you doing? You're giving two turns to kill momentum. Marble's rendering the straightaway slow, no drop. It's very bad. But if you look at the new one, they did a better job. Mm-hmm. I think the Z section is still very bad for turns. It's just very odd. I wish that maybe the Z was wider or something, but...
It is odd, but they carry their momentum pretty well through it.
Yeah, I guess I'm being too picky, but...
It's not the best thing in the world, but it's certainly not the worst thing we've seen from M1 design.
Yeah. I mean, the O-Rangers got to be feeling good after this one, too, because Clementon did win this, and, they've been struggling this season, so to get a win up there, especially after the 8th race, which they did pretty well, they can't be mad about that.
True. But in terms of the actual race itself, again, going to the modern one, the Savage Speeders, Hazers, again, Greg mentioned how the Hazers have broken the hose curse multiple times here. So I was like, so in that case, Greg, the hose curse doesn't exist, so we should never talk about it again, right?
Yep. Well, it ever existed, ever. So whatever.
Right. but by his logic, or at least by whoever writes this, if assuming this is maybe if it's him, or if it's someone who scripts it, regardless of who's responsible for these lines. Listen, if the curse has been broken multiple times by a team, in your own words, then the curse doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's just, I mean, true. Logically, at least for the Hazers, it definitely doesn't exist. It doesn't exist for any marble, but again, you could probably collect over the past 150 episodes an hour or more of me yelling about that, too. So,
the Rangers have their own special curse for their own M1 track. That's it.
And that's all I might concede it because it's been pretty consistent. That's it. That's all I might concede. Everything else, dude. Enough with that. It's already been proven time and time again that it's illogical. As far as standings go, I mean, Cloudy has been just. I mean, you look at the standings here, and I know they're updated in the next season, the next race. But Cloudy after after Misty Mountain. Dude, this is a dominant marble. I am so happy the Hazers made the change. This makes the Hazers a threat. I mean, the Hazers are in first place right now. This makes them a real threat to win this. And Cloudy is a very consistent racer. Right? I mean, this is a very good racer. I mean, finished in the top 5 in Misty Mountain, and he wasn't even one of the big players in Misty Mountain. Misty Mountain was really an O-Rangers, Speeders, Cat's Eyes race, except Speedy kind of lost it at the end. I mean, they were kind of in the top most of the time. They were the focus, and he still kind of slipped his way in there. I mean, this is where they should be. The Hazers have been around a while, but the change was so good for that team. The complete reset was so smart.
One thing that Greg and maybe this is like wording, but like Greg mentioned, the coach. They spoke with the coach, and apparently they said that Hazy will not be returning to the team. I don't know if they meant that just for M1, but it sounds like they might have also meant that for in general, which means that Hazy might not be coming back to the Hazers at all, even for Marble League, which is dangerous because Hazy was the best member of the team in Marble League.
Are you sure about that?
I believe stats-wise, they're the top 2.
Do we have any reasoning about that?
Hazy is. We've said it multiple times, on this show. What are you talking about? Hazy is one of the biggest examples of M1 and Marble League not being relevant to each other because Hazy, despite being bad at Marbula 1, should not have been cut from the team because he's good at Marble League. Maybe I'm wrong, but is it the blackout thing? It might be the blackout thing.
What is happening?
Brennan, Reddit was doing something stupid about selling stuff or charging people money to use certain add-ons and bots and whatnot, and so people were protesting by making their communities private.
Wait, who?
Reddit as a whole, the company.
Okay, so people are protesting them because they're stupid.
Yes.
What is? I'm seeing some dumb shit on Reddit.
There's too much to go over. Just know that you're probably not gonna be able to look at some Reddits are still probably privated, so you're probably not gonna be able to see anything.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that because I wanted to see if anyone in the community had anything to say. But whatever, I guess we're not gonna access them today. All right,
I guess not.
I know there were some emails, but I think we'll push them the next time because we spent 30 minutes on the intro. I think Richard just had some other stuff to say. So,
he had a question about his league that is probably more pertinent to mention. So maybe we should address it.
But it's his league, so we can do it next time because we already.
He's trying to fill. Well, if we're gonna be 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, that's true.
For our stuff.
I mean, I think that's all I wanted to say about Misty Mountain. It was just a progression in the racing. Some teams changed up a little bit. You look at final standings here. I want to look at
Mo. Let's go.
Yeah. Sorry, I always can't find the update of the teams. There we go. Hazers were still in the lead here, so things didn't change much to race 8 as far as the overall standings. It's just I mean, there's not much to say about the standings after race 7. It's just I enjoyed the course. I'd say I'd give it about an 8 out of 10 for me. I think the Z's took away a couple points, and that's it. And the Sakotiro still suck. There you go.
Yeah.
Ask the question, and then we'll talk about 8 and move on.
All right, I'll pull up that email.
Wait, this is fabulous right here. Look at these other pieces.
Oh my gosh, you're a fanboy. You're drooling over it.
This is what JMR should be doing. This is how they should run their races.
It's okay. It's okay.
I could talk about the skateboard park for an hour.
I know it would be cool. What like if it'll happen, that's amazing. We'll just have to hope.
Lord, if your will could allow for it.
Yeah. Okay, Richard Hinckley writes in with racing mistakes.
Quick
I
question.
just finished putting together the video for the Grand Prix finals. Unfortunately, 2 races had lap mistakes. The first round is supposed to be 4 laps, but Heat C was only 3 laps. The final was to be 8 laps, but ended up being 9 laps. Should I restart the 4th lap in Heat C, or leave the results as they are? Well, if all the other Heats A and B got 4 laps, then you kind of have to redo C because it's unfair to those marbles.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. You got to redo the 4 laps. Immediately. Because if a baseball team played another baseball team in a 9-inning MLB game and they stopped at 7 innings, they're not going to count the game. Okay? Because they didn't play a full game. I mean, more extreme case, if they stopped at 3 innings for no reason, they're like, oh, I think we're probably done. Not going to be like, okay, that was a real game. That's not how it works. Okay? So redo that. As far as the finals, but that might affect the finals, right? So you'll have to redo it.
It would, yeah.
If for some reason it doesn't affect the finals and you didn't previously say the finals would be 8 laps, then you can keep the 9-lap finals and say this is what I decided. But most likely redo the finals. Redo the finals, get the data from the one you did, do the 4 laps, get the data, redo the finals. Yeah, is it more filming? Yes, but don't you want to produce content that is accurate and that reflects the kind of care you have for what you're doing, right? Be proud of your work, and to do that, be accurate. Good.
Yeah, it's true. They sent another email, but it's like a table of I guess the average placements of the hosts for each race. It's extensive.
Let's do that next time, and we will do it next time.
All I'm going to say is great. There's no actually whole lot of information with it. Just saying, hey, this is a table with everything. It's like, okay. It's a lot of data. It's a lot of data.
For next time. I'll actually look into it and pull out a few things I like. But we'll leave it to then. Mallard. Talk about Mallard and Electron Expressway. Yes. Go ahead.
I'm really I love the fact that it's shaped like a dolphin. That's fun. I also love that this.
No, it's not. I heard Greg say that.
Go to the overhead. Go to the overhead. Go to the overhead. Go back to it, Brendan. Go to it.
It's not a dolphin. This is a whale.
Okay. No, Brendan. See, it curves back. So that the quad split. That's like the fin. The head comes up. Then that's the bottlenose tip at turn 9, and then T5 and T2 make the tail. And the booster is like a blowhole. It's a dolphin.
Why the tail of the dolphin is by his head?
It's like turning around, like curving in the water.
Okay.
Why is it?
I can see it now, but if you just took it as the flat shape, it looks like a whale. Don't you see it?
I can see what you're talking about there. Yes.
Because the big head of the whale is on the left side and the tail's on the right.
And now that Jack just said this, but now I'm thinking about it too. Now it looks like a crocodile. Like it's all depending on what you're looking for.
Yeah, it is. It does kind of look. Yeah, I can see the dolphin now. It's just a very weird curve, and like that dolphin is double jointed or something. But I'm okay with that, I guess.
Yeah, I'm really glad. So when I heard that they were removing a lot of track features, I was worried that Electron Expressway wouldn't have the shells there in that turn. Really glad that that's not the case. They have both the bank turn, the booster, and the shells. This track is basically untouched, and it's amazing. I love this track.
They did move a lot of things around. This is not the shape from last year. If I remember correctly, last year the elevator was on the far side of the camera view, and it came around, and the Electron thing was about halfway through the course. You know what I mean?
No, the Electron thing should have been one of the last things.
No, I'm talking about last time. There was a different course last time.
No, this is the same track as.
Things were moved around, is what I'm saying.
Isn't
Isn't this the one that
I
had the
don't think
tubes?
so.
This had the tubes, right?
No, that was Stardust Accelerator.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of that. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
But
Akanon says that track features ruin tracks. To be honest, it depends on the feature and depends on the track. These are subtle.
Waff, stop right there. Who said that again?
Akanon.
Okay, we're done. That was all we need to hear about that. Okay. Akanon truthfully does have like the worst takes I've ever heard.
He has interesting takes.
I don't like any of his takes. Like I barely agree with the guy. And listen, again, like we said, I've been doing this 5 years, and I don't think I've once agreed with that man. Now is that to knock him? No, I'm just saying I don't agree with your takes. I don't have to agree with your takes, in order for us to be friends. So it's just like. If he
actually, I will say, I think that maybe they did like soften up that curve out of the Electron shell. It looks like they're getting out of that curve way smoother than the last time we were here than I remember. So I think they did smoothen up the racing just a bit.
If I remember correctly, how many lanes did they have in the Electron shell part last time?
4 to match the shell of the Cobalt atom.
Okay, so they did have that same thing this time. I think I was commenting about that it was a little. It seemed like it was, but marbles were still jumping out of the shell last time because I think it was.
And they are doing it here too.
But did they make the ridges higher? I remember I specifically talked about this. Did they make these electron ridges higher?
In the qualifiers, they were doing it a lot, but in that shot we just watched us now, they were doing pretty well. Did they actually raise the height? We need a close-up shot of that shell.
I'm looking at one here. I guess be a question for our audience because someone like Edu is always very attentive. Did they raise the height of these? Because I made a big deal about it because marbles were skipping over it way too easy, and I was like, you're heading into these turns extremely fast. You need to up the ridge size so that you can keep keep things together.
No. We'll try that this complex to master. This is the one track that's complex to master, so me find details to get it right.
It is. I know. I love all the features.
Yeah.
This is one of those tracks where I rate high for features because let's point out features. You go through the track here, right? And
I love the blue lighting too.
I'm going to follow along the track here through this lap. So if you're on the Chrome, you're going to see it. You're still going to hear about it. So the first feature you get, normal out of the elevator. I like the first hairpin out of the elevator. It's nice to start high and kind of get into that. The first feature you're getting after some normal track turn here is it's not even a very egregious one. It's just kind of nice. I don't really call any of these other things features as normal turns, but this feature here, it's a small one, but it's this kind of a lane split that lasts an entire hairpin plus a couple lengths before. And Greg was kind of talking about this as defensive line versus offensive line for whatever reason. I don't know why he was talking like that. I don't think the inside line here is a defensive line. He was blatantly talking.
That's the shorter one. That's the aggressive line.
He would say that, though. He said this in the qualifiers. Oh, taking the defensive line. Like, what is... I don't understand.
I guess like you're trying to block your opponent, but again, like, it's the fast one, so I feel like that's the...
Yeah, but
that's just the smarter one.
It does describe, I guess, something that can be done in it, but, that's like... I don't know. It's describing the wrong purpose. It's describing the not the obvious use of the thing. That's like if I said a wrench is a very good hammer. Like it can be. You can knock a nail in with a wrench, but that's not its main purpose. Right. So I think it's just he misjudged that. This is the inside line here is very obviously an aggressive line. It's obviously the preferred line in all cases, unless your momentum very obviously is carrying you in the far line, and then you can whip through the turn on the side. But remember, if you have the right momentum to stay on that inside line and let that ridge, that median whip you, and you hug that, then you're going to come out faster and with a shorter line. So, it's always an aggressive line. It's always the best line, unless your momentum says we have to carry you to the far line. Don't force it. So I don't really understand what Greg is going for there, but this is a feature. Why is it a feature? Because it's not just a short median. It's not a normal median. It's a median that forces you to make a choice, and you're stuck with that for a full turn. And it's a choice that does affect what happens. You'll see a lot of passing here. In this first lap, even, you see actually not many marbles went outside here, but you see marbles that go outside really suffer. Okay, second feature, we obviously got the booster, which I always like. The booster always looks clean and it's great. Third feature, we got a 90-degree banked hairpin. I mean, not banked hairpin, banked turn, because it's 90-degree. But a 90-degree, it's great. And here, if you notice, marbles in the big banked hairpin, in a 180-degree banked hairpin, marbles will go up on the ridge, the side wall, and then come down and have to go up one or two more times before they leave the hairpin, right? They have to, because they're they can roll up the wall of the hairpin. So they go up and down to get out of it. It's a wave motion. And so that can kill momentum, or that's just a different experience, really. The point is that in this 90-degree, look, marbles just go up in that midsection, this apex of the turn, about 45 degrees in, and then just get to roll right out straight here, which makes it really good because marbles, depending on how straight you roll out and where you hit that apex and how you enter it, you can really catch some speed and angle yourself to any one of the coming turns here on the last turn. So honestly, a great positioning and feature. The 90-degree bank turn is obviously way better than the 180 in my opinion. So you have one feature, two feature, you have this 90-degree turn, and then you hit it with the fourth feature. I mean, which is this wonderful electron lane. Now, marbles kind of bounce through it, but I mean, good lines through these turns. And honestly, I would argue that it doesn't even matter which one you go for. If you get a smooth,
people are saying that like that wall on the shell there is added in, so maybe the walls are not higher. Because like I don't remember if that wall was there or not. It might have been.
Yeah, I don't remember. You'd have to look. But my point is that, and you saw this in the qualifiers, and you don't even have to look because we knew this. It doesn't matter that much which lane you hit, because whatever lane you hit, you're still gonna have to hit this little chevron chicane whatever thing right after. That kills your momentum. You can't really slip through it. It's not likely. It's not easy. So you're going to have to hit that and lose momentum anyway. But it matters if you get into the lane smoothly. In the qualifiers, every marble that got into a lane smoothly without having to bump through them, without having to jump over guardrails, had a better time, had a good time.
The shell's the same in the old one. This track is pretty much untouched. It's like exactly the same as far as I can tell.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. But any marble that was smooth into that 90 into any lane was faster in the qualifiers. Any marble, even if they took an inner lane, if they had to bump into it, if they jumped over a lane to get straight up at worst time. They usually lost about a half second or more. So I mean, it was a big deal to get smoothly into a lane. Marbles that did that could pass easier no matter which lane they were on. Could get a good kick out into the next area. So honestly good. 4 great features there. This is an excellent track. This is a 10 out of 10 for me because this is how all JMR tracks should be designed. 4 notable features that I can note as things that would affect the race. And marbles have to prepare for, right? Very good.
Mm-hmm. I would say it's a 9 out of 10 for me because like, it still could it can chase that Cobalt theme further, but as an overall track,
yeah, they should have blue
and its uniqueness is really solid.
Anything notable? Yeah, Starry did wonderful. Good to see
Mallard
him out there.
did so good too.
Until the end, he was kind of struggling towards the end of
I
this
know,
race.
But
he was out there early.
The camera work I think in this race was probably some of the most actually. So during the qualifiers, you can hear there's like some sort of motor running in the background during some of the scenes, and so you can hear it, and it's very distracting. I don't know if it was in the race. I can't remember. Like it's like why did they not just stop and wait? But then like in the actual race, like even on lap 2, like throughout all of it, like there's like the camera thing shook one time. Like they're filming the middle pack most of the race, and I was like, what are you doing? Please, the front is exceptionally exciting. Why are you not filming the front this time?
And they had a good look at Mallard and Starry for most of the race.
Maybe during the end, but like I remember the beginning, it was egregiously bad.
Yeah, I mean, they kept it on towards the end when it was important. I think it's good to look at the mid pack during the middle of the race.
No, for sure, but like, they looked at the mid pack for an entire lap.
I'm okay with that if it's in the middle of the race.
But like during that middle section, they were focusing on it. The front half section changed like 3 different marble positions, and they weren't focusing on it.
And I guess we care about different things. I say as long as the camera work gets to where it needs to be when it needs to be there, I'm okay. I'm not overly upset about it, but Yeah, I guess it's valid.
They focus. Akanon says they focus on the mid pack for a whole lap on every single race. I don't remember that being a constant, but okay. But like, that doesn't make it less bad. Just do what Decker has said multiple times. Picture in picture, please.
Do
you want to focus in the middle?
The picture's really small then. Like this, you might. I
know, but like if you want to focus on the mid pack, have the mid pack be the big screen for one lap, and have the front of the pack be the smaller screen, and that's fine. And if it's not, and sure, it might be small for mobile users, but like you can put it on your computer or on a TV because YouTube TV exists, and your phone can cast to your TV.
Yeah, I guess final thoughts before we wrap up, since we're long here. Pinky Panther wasn't it. Pinky Panther started a lot better this season, and the Pinkies just aren't there today.
Both the Pinkies were doing so good at the start, but now they're just kind of going down.
The thing is that it's not a lapse of ability to race with other marbles. They're just not even there. Pinky Panther was straight up 20th, straight up not even in the pack, not even making contact, not there, no speed. Not good. I mean, 17:68 in lap 11 here behind the pack. So this is bad. Blue Eye, obviously lackluster. I thought he was peaking. He was going to peak there for a second. He was going to come out of his shell, and he stays in his usual place. Not great. Anything else?
Akanon brought up a good point. Akanon did bring up a good point. Royal like was at the top, and then I think they fell like 7 places at one point, and it was on screen. I know I'm just harping on the camera thing again, but there are some big things that happen off screen that are really important, and we just don't see them.
Yeah, but then it's hard to know. I guess.
But they have multiple cameramen, so they should be able to pick which camera they're going to focus on.
Listen, I guess you have a point, though. I feel like they at least did an okay. I didn't notice it as much as you, I guess.
The ending of the race was done really well. I didn't have as much issue in the latter half.
This is important right here. At this turn here.
Starry catching up to Mallard there on that right at the end there was so clutch.
No, but Waff, that's not what I'm saying here. Look at this. Lap 12. Mallard's in the lead here.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how much space Starry loses because he bumps through the turns here. Look at that. That's double space lost. It happens so fast you almost don't even realize it. Look, they're really close. Bounce. Look, he's airborne. I stopped at a nice airborne section here because he goes right off the rail here, and he finally and he has to hit that back wall. He lost so much space on Mallard. Now he catches up because Mallard took a bad line, whatever. But the reason he catches up because he got a very unlikely but lucky line here. He bounces off, and Marbles can't really get the line here, but he actually got a line where he actually missed both curves here. He went straight through this turn, which is actually like a 1 in 10 possibility based on the qualifiers. So he got a very lucky line, which is how he caught up. But you see how much space you lose when you bounce through the turns like that, even in a race situation.
Yeah, they should have just increased the height of the walls and the divider. Clearly they didn't. Like that's just that's the easy fix. It's the easy fix.
Yeah. Anyways, last thing, again, Swifty was not performing as he should be. Got stuck in the pack. He was up to 5th place a few times. He started in 2nd. I think it's just rookie mistakes. Just didn't know what to do when he was stuck in the pack. And marbles were moving so fast. I just don't think he could handle it. I still think Speeders can win this and will win this over the next 2 races. Speedy's going to come out and kill in his next race. I think he's probably going to race the last one. So Swifty will probably race again next week. And I don't know. I think it's hard to say. It's just when you get a marble like Cloudy out there who's just unbelievable, who's definitely the yellow eye of this year. I don't want to say the red eye. It's hard to be him. I mean, it's hard to compete, man. So I don't know. We'll see. I think it's as long as Speedy performs well in his race, and I believe it will be the last one, I think it'll be okay. Swifty just got to keep his head in the game here for his last race. So that's all I got to say on it. Waff, if you have anything else, great. If not, let's wrap up, and I'll see you next time. Well, we'll see you next time. 2 weeks.
Yeah, I guess since we're likely only gonna have one more episode, since our schedule is only one more episode for the season, got to do a fantasy update on how things are standing. Looking at the overall standings, assuming that this is updated, it might not be, but assuming that it is, currently, I am ranked 13th. Oh, sorry, no, I'm ranked 12th in Nordic's overall fantasy league with 732 points. And first place is 815, so that gap is doable. I have a chance at winning the fantasy. That's cool.
That's great, man.
Yeah. And then For the individual one done by Trivia Yak, I believe this is updated. I am in second place with 620 points, with Wizards and first with 642. Super close, super close. And let's see here, Brendan, I know, there you are, 6th place. And this is out of 17,
bad,
so,
bad.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's just going to be if Pinky Panther and Speedy do what they need to do. I don't know.
Yeah, I have so many. I have more marbles in the top 10 individuals than Wizards, so my chances of winning over them by the end are looking pretty good. We'll see how it goes. But Red Eye is my triple points for individual. Red Eye is not. Wait, Red Eye actually can Red Eye? That's actually a good thing to check. How can they do in the individual six? Each marble only has one race left.
Red Eye? I don't know. I think Red Eye's about. You'd have to look at the standings. Like he's like 5th or something, right?
I mean, aren't you on the? You're on the race, so you can pull it up right now. Actually.
Oh, okay, I can. Yeah, you're right. I did not think about that.
That's why I was waiting for you. That's why I was saying it. I was hoping I click back on the screen and like, oh look, you're already there. Isn't that great? But no.
Red Eye 6.
There we go.
Points wise, 58. Cloudy's 84. They're both only racing one more time. Red Eye cannot win.
Well, so 25 points, and then also 3 points for qualifying, and 1 for pole position? Or no, it's three for pole position, if I'm not mistaken, 25 for winning, and 1 for fastest lap. So 29 points is maximum, if I'm not mistaken. Which would mean that Red Eye has a chance?
A very slim one, and Cloudy would have to get no points, basically.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I don't think it's very likely.
It's not likely at all. Not at all. But this is Red Eye we're talking about here.
No,
so
but like it depends on Cloudy half. Depends on Cloudy literally being
fair.
terrible.
Cloudy's been so consistent. Even if Red Eye does their absolute best and just destroys the competition, Cloudy has to suffer.
Yeah, I don't think that's
quite
gonna happen,
heavily.
Man. I don't think that's gonna actually
happen. And not just Cloudy, but the other marbles above Red Eye as well.
Yeah.
So I don't think Red Eye is going to be repeat champion this season, which is a 2-time repeating individual.
No,
which would have been
not.
absolutely insane.
I don't see that happening. I definitely don't see that happening at all.
Yeah.
Why am I doing this?
But hey, Momo's got a chance for the overall here, dude. And I'm like, they haven't been on the podium since 2016 of Marble League, which is, hey, this is a big moment for Momo fans, and I'm excited.
Yeah, well, I'm less than excited. But, I mean, it's good to see Momo doing well in the individual. Mimo also, well, Mimo could use some work, but...
Mimo could use some work, unfortunately.
Red Eye, I guess if Red Eye finishes in the top 5, he can't complain. I think Red Eye will beat Orange and out. Orange is not going to have another good race. I don't see that. Yeah, but that's all I got. Speedy needs to be good in his next race, or I think Swifty's not going to be able to pull his weight. That's all I'm thinking. That's what I think.
Swifty's in 7th.
Right, but I think that like based on what I've seen from Swifty, it's either Speedy sets it up for him to just have to do well, or I don't think he's gonna pull his weight. If Speedy doesn't have a good race and Swifty needs to win or it's over, I don't think Swifty has that in him at this point. It's more of a next year thing. So
we'll see. This is a contentious position. A lot of new faces up there we haven't seen before.
Yeah, and with Royal up there, and actually Rima doing pretty well this year with Arab, and Momo being in the mix, and then you have Cloudy rookie year, so it's gonna be hard. Speedy has to do what Speedy should do. Speedy from day one is your savage speeder carry, and he has to do that right now. In this next race, he has to win. Win is the word, and that's the only word. He has to do that next race.
So we normally don't see. I wasn't talking about Royal acting on. I was talking about like overall, like Cloudy, Momo are two marbles we do not see at the top normally. Well, one, Claudio was never here before. Oh, did Brendan's? No, Royal again. Yeah, Royal has been here before.
No, but not this high in the standings.
Yeah, what are you talking about, boy? Like Royal got third last season, dude.
Oh, I did not know
That's
that.
why I put them at the top of my fantasy for
I
individual.
actually totally forgot about that.
Royal is one of my doubles because of that.
Fine, Akanon. I guess you were right this time, but it's rare.
Hey, something it can happen. It can happen.
What, Akanon being right?
Oh, you agreeing with Akanon?
No, well, I'm just saying his takes. I never agree with his takes.
Okay, that's right. This is a fact. This is a fact.
This is just
so
a
I guess
fact
it can't be a...
His takes are bad. His takes are genuinely terrible. They're just like, they're unthinkable. They're not even like, okay, he's a little quirky, but he can defend it. No, they're just stupid. They're plain stupid.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I think.
Fair, and admittedly,
I don't agree with you. You said Electron Expressway should lose the features. Defend that. Oh, come on, Akanon. Come on, Akanon. You can't get mad at me right now. This is what you said.
He said he was okay on it.
I thought you had. I remember you saying that you think it should have less features, or you think the features were too much.
I think that is how it started, but
Straw man looking ass, bro. I just hit 200 pounds. Like, actually, like that Thursday, I weighed in and hit 200. Big goal for me. So I think you're kind of false, man.
Wait, my brain just blanked. Why are you talking about your weight now?
Because he said straw man looking ass. Like I'm a skinny motherfucker. You know? Like,
no,
he's wrong.
That's not what that means.
Oh, I thought that was like a skinny joke. What is that supposed to mean then?
You don't know what a straw man argument is?
No, I don't know. You have to tell me.
It's like you're basically like you're picking out like the smallest threads to argue with someone. Okay. It's like
I
straw
thought that was a
thin
skinny joke or some shit. Whatever.
Oh my!
Whatever. Get mad about it. Get mad about it and tell me Electron Expressway should be different. That's all I'm saying. Tell me it should be different. Fine. Dude, cope harder, bro. Cope harder. I'm not making up an argument. You said the words. Those are words that came out of thy mouth.
And Wolf is making his declared
No, you
statement.
said that. Come on, go up and find it. Go up and find it.
We are... Nah, but let's... Okay, we're stopping this here. We're getting... Let's
well, thanks for finding it. Electron Expressway and mail. I'm trying to see. Track features ruin tracks, TBH. Short circuit ruined by track features. Most track features suck. Defend that. Electron Expressway and mail. Next comment. I'm trying to think, what track features do I actively like? These are direct quotes.
He did say he was met on it, but which is not the same thing as okay.
But you know, the follow up here is me saying defend the fact that track features suck. I think that's just a bad take.
Well, we already addressed that earlier. You were getting mad about Electron Expressway.
Well, I mean, I thought he had particularly said their track features suck, but even the fact that he's saying that Short Circuit is ruined by track features, I think is nonsensical.
I don't even remember what Short Circuit's feature was.
Classic Ackerman. But you know, I have no hate for you. I just have hate for your ideas about Marvel sports. That's it. And not even hate, just strong dislike, man. The helices are great. Maybe
in that track, I don't remember it being good in that track.
But I think the only thing about helices is that we gave suggestions for how they could be better. Like we could make the helices more useful or in the best place. But I don't think it's bad.
I think the helices should not have been. If from my memory, they should not have been.
And you said most track features suck. So you're not just pointing out the one thing. You're pointing out that in general, to say most is to say in general, I believe that adding those things to tracks are bad. And I'm like, no way. I mean, obviously I have the opposite view on that. That something like Electron Expressway, which has 4 definable features, are good. I think the tubes were good, but that's just me. I think the tubes were executed not that well, but they were still a good idea. I'd rather the tubes than just normal track being there. Oh, I do. Comes in with a more level-headed response. Yeah, but that's the point. We disagree. I think your takes are bad. You might think mine are bad. That's the point. That's how we end the episode today. Waff, take us out.
I will end this in the most amicable way possible by saying, Akanon, I actually agree with some of your statements about Short Circuit. My memory is sparse on it, but I do remember not liking the Short Circuit helices. It felt like it was forced in there from my memory. Could be wrong. It's been a while since I watched it, but I remember it not feeling very cohesive. But you know, that's it. That's where we're ending it. I like Electron Expressway. You thought it was meh. That's okay. We can have different opinions.
No, we should bring
That's the
Akanon
beauty of
You
life.
made a good point. We should bring him on the podcast, right? He should be.
I
on
mean,
the
if he
show.
wants to come on the podcast again,
he
but
should be here live with his voice for this. I forget what his voice sounded like. Actually, I just realized I don't remember.
Yeah, I could have sworn Akanon was on the show before. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, he never had before. Oh, I thought you were on once.
Oh no, he was not. Yeah, I guess not.
Dude, let's do it.
Weird.
I want to do this. I want to do this voice to voice. I want him
Let's
to
look on that.
I want him to outvoice me, who is in my 5th year of podcasting and my 4th year of casting. You outvoice me.
In this corner.
You come out here, Akanon, and you collect words together that
Holy
could
cow.
fully and divinely refute my claims on Marble Sports, because I'm a Marble Sports connoisseur by Waff's admission. We did that one episode.
We did do that. I did.
You could beat me in an argument. Do you hear that, Waff? Do you hear that? This is great. Oh, it might make I might stay on the show for another year for this.
I mean, Akanon, to be fair, to be honest with you right now, the amount of people who have said that they do not understand your takes to me in private and are confused by them is quite numerous. So I don't think the community would agree with you.
Now,
I
Waff,
think a lot of people...
straight up, and you're a very partial situation here. Do you think Akanon versus me in an argument would win? Who would win? Who would win?
Depends what you're arguing about, I guess. If it's for Marble Sports
general.
track features and stuff, I feel like or it's Marble Sports stuff in general, I feel like you're gonna win. Well, actually, wait a minute. Both of you have controversial opinions from everyone who's talked with me. People like you, but you less so, Brendan. You less so. So I think overall the community will agree with you.
No, I'm not talking about
an
agreement. Who's gonna actually word-wise be able to state a better case, a more sensible, logical, thought-out case to something? It's not whoever agrees with it, whatever.
I guess who could state their opinion better?
Dishonest take.
I feel like you could do it equally. Like Akanon's is just like very different from everyone else's or most people.
Okay.
So he seems weaker, but his reasoning is just
no. But I'm saying that
different
like
and
when he's on the show and has to use his voice, no typing, right? Because it's different. You never heard him use his voice, and we know what happens when people type a lot in the chat.
I mean, I've heard him use his voice, but not in
Then
argument's sake. Yes.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is that voice to voice, you bring him on here. I think it's gonna be a different story. I think there's
if Akanon wants to come on the show, he is
if
welcome
anything,
to come
you should
on.
know this. We've brought so many people on the show that have been very active in chat, and then they come on the show and they're great on the show, but it's like, you know, it's different for them to express what they're thinking. You know, their chat ability is a lot higher. So I mean, you know what I mean? So it's like I would love it. I would love it. And Akanon, if you prepared a nice case and dude, it'd be crazy. I've been convinced of things. I do listen. Okay, it's just that I love to argue. So it's like
clearly, if the last 10 minutes was any indication of anything.
I mean, here's the deal, though. I think Akanon's a special case when it comes to Marble Sports.
What's
though.
going on?
I don't know. Okay, well, take us out. We're done. I don't know where to go.
Yeah, we gotta go. I'm sorry.
This was a stupid.
I don't know what this devolved into.
We went quacky.
This is MSW. Oh man,
dude. Hey, we'll prepare topics. Waff, we'll prepare specific topics. We'll bring them on the show. That's right, Akanon. And dude, trust me, if you're going to prepare, imagine what I'm going to do, because I can do it without preparing. Guess how much I prepared for today's episode? 0?
We're having a debate episode?
Oh, yeah. That's
okay,
Waff,
everybody.
Send Waff some topics, everyone who's listening.
Episode 159, I guess.
Easy.
Debate between Akanon and Marble Guy.
Hilarious.
I don't know.
Akanon's going to be... Dude. This is going to be fun. Hey, you know what? If this kid impresses me, then I'll always respect him. If he straight up goes toe-to-toe, then I'll respect this guy for real. I mean, I still think his opinions are dumb, but I will respect his ability to argue really well, because it's very rare that you hear someone able to be vocally able to express themselves in a good way, because that's lost on this generation, Waff. It's lost on this generation. So many people cannot communicate. So many people are Waff at episode 1 of his appearance. Though you were actually good episode 1, so I liked you. But it's gonna be good. I would really enjoy this. No.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I will prepare. Woo! I will prepare. Woo!
What on earth just happened?
I love this show. All right, take it away, Waff. I'm done. I want to go play Rocket League with my friend. The tournament in a minute.
Okay. Roll on, Marble sports fans!